Hello and welcome, Lighthouse Tapestry. This is Ruby. Thank you so much for being here for our Friday reading for the Daily Thread. I have the Oracle of the Rift Walker, so I'm going to get right into it. I had two cards come out as I was doing my pre-shuffle. A lot of times I do everything live, but this time it did come out right away. So let's get right into it. The first card I got was the Avalanche card. I'm going to let you look at that for a second. It says, not all collapse is chaos. Some is divine interruption. All right, so I haven't read it yet. Let's see what it says. It says, let it fall. Let what cannot hold be taken. I do not cling to the mountain. I become it. Avalanche arrives as the swift undoing, the fall you didn't predict or the one you feared all along. It marks the collapse of what can no longer hold your weight. The belief, the structure, the illusion, the story. This card doesn't come to punish, it comes to liberate. What breaks was already breaking. Though it may feel like destruction, this is a sacred force of renewal. Avalanche is nature's reminder that pressure builds until it must be released. You may have ignored the early rumbles, but the truth was always buried just beneath the surface. Let the snow fall. Let yourself be buried for a moment if needed. When you rise, it will be from a place of raw honesty. There is clarity in ruin. There is truth in collapse. And from this flattened field, something unshakable can finally be built. Confirmation. So the reflection is, what pressure have I been ignoring? What must collapse in order for me to be free? Can I allow the fall to be sacred? That, to me, is the most beautiful part of the message. Allowing this with the knowing that there is divine purpose and sacredness in the fall, in the fall itself. I do not cling to the mountain, I become it. Okay, so that's the first one. And then the second one I got was called Before the Compass. Into the unknown, the wild trial of intuition, the prayer whispered only to yourself. I'm hearing the Into the Unknown song from Frozen 2, I think that is. Let's see. See what this one says. No lantern glows, no crow circles, no spirits whisper from the boughs, and still I go. When before the compass appears, you are in a place beyond maps. A stretch of inner wilderness where spirit is silent and no human hand points the way. I had just heard Hecate. This is the trial of true discernment. A space where your next step must come from instinct, not omen. When this card appears, you must travel alone and pray for yourself. It's not punishment, it's pilgrimage. The sacred moment before the compass is not about finding the path. It is about proving to yourself that you can walk without one. That you know, deep down to the marrow, how to listen to the hush between thoughts. That your soul is not lost, only learning to lead. To wait for rescue here is to rot in place. To beg for signs is to overlook the voice inside that has been whispering all along. Go. And my throat is going. I'll be right back. Okay, so there's a throat chakra issue as well, I believe, here. What part of me is afraid to move forward without reassurance? What would change if I believed I already have what I need? What do I know in my gut even if I can't explain it? Am I willing to be brave even if no one sees me do it? So what I think that some of the things that's causing us to address is like that external validation from other people or even from spirit. Like depending too much on signs and syncs and like, well, this is the direction I'm going to go if only I get an answer from spirit. Waiting too long to act and maybe like denying what you know to be true already, what your own wisdom is telling you. And like hoping for some sort of shortcut. And so spirit is like forcing this intuition to be used, forcing you to walk without the path. Okay. And like both of these cards said to me, this is not punishment. It feels like it could be though. And that's why I think both cards are saying that as like a repeat energy. Okay. So why is this happening right now for you? I think that for some of us, because there's such a sense of exhaustion, I feel like some of us are kind of standing in place, waiting for something to be told to us, waiting for some sort of enlightenment from spirit or from someone else to tell us what direction we're supposed to go. And this is a quiet trial of intuition. This prayer, this particular prayer, is one that is whispered only to yourself, and only you can have the answer to where you're going to go. And it's a requirement for you to be able to go make this decision on your own. Use your own intuition, your own wisdom. Why is this happening right now for the Lighthouse Tapestry Collective? The moon. Yeah, I mean, the Queen of Pentacles is underneath, but it's like I was really getting that energy. There is no actual path that can be seen, and that's exactly what the moon energy is. I do think that there is, of course, the eclipses and then the full moons, and then we're getting ready to have a new moon right around the time that this video is coming out. And so planetarily, you know, we're obviously getting a lot of bumps and pushes, but I think that this is simply because this is a trial by darkness. This is a walking by darkness, by moonlight, okay? And so this is spirit bringing this energy in, because this is what this was always meant to be. Not all collapse is chaos, right? With that Avalanche card. Some is divine interruption, because you need to walk by moonlight. It's a requirement that you do, because underneath this, you have everything that it takes to be able to do it at this point. And basically your soul is ready, okay? What else does Spirit want to say right now? What else does Spirit want to say right now for Lighthouse Tapestry? Oh, I had one come over. We have the Two of Swords and the Death. Yep. It's time to transform. I think, like I was saying, a lot of us kind of are in that energy of like, sometimes I see this as like ostrich when it's with his head in the sand, like kind of knowing what you're supposed to do, but you're like, la, 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 la. I don't want to make this decision. I don't want to make this choice. I don't really want to move from the place where I'm at. I'm kind of like, you know, grabbing onto the wagon of death as it's moving through the energy here. And Scorpio season, I think, has been a lot for you, whoever I'm speaking to. This whole collective here, we're all navigating this together. But I think that whoever this resonates for, there's been some things that have been shown to you, and you've been given enough information from Spirit at this point to be able to make some sort of choice or make some sort of decision here. And in the underneath energy, I'm seeing the, yep, look at that. 6 of Wands and 2 of Wands. So there's something about some sort of, you know, keeping up with the Joneses, or something that is a facade type energy that you know at this point needs to go with it, whatever situation this is. And so that's why the Avalanche energy is coming in, because Spirit's like, you need to choose your path. You need to get out of whatever stagnation this is that you're holding on to and clinging on to by your fingernails before this death energy can come in, this transformational energy can come in. And so I think that Spirit is kind of pushing us off the diving board. Okay, little baby bird, boop, we're knocking you out of the nest. It's time for you to do this for yourself, okay? What don't you see in this situation? What don't you see in this situation? The Queen of Swords. You have the discernment to be able to do this. You have shown up as the Queen of Pentacles in the underneath, as well as the Queen of Swords now. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune on the bottom. So again, we're getting really big energy here, you guys. And then on the bottom, as I pulled this out, I'm seeing the Queen of Wands popping out underneath here too. So we have 3 queens out of 4, and what's left is the Queen of Cups. So when you have 3 out of the 4 queens, the one that is missing is the one underneath all of it, okay? You have the intuition to be able to navigate through this, and you have all 4 queens together, okay, which is going to form the Empress. The wheel is getting ready to turn with this situation, but when it comes to the Wheel of Fortune, I say this all the time, but the Wheel of Fortune is karmic, and the wheel can only turn in your favor if you have done all of the lessons here. So Spirit is like, you're at level 9 out of 10 here, right? With whatever part in your journey you're in, it's time for you to walk by Moonlight to go to level up to this next place. And then the wheel is going to turn in your favor. You have the discernment. It's time for you to make a decision. It's time for you to choose a direction. It's kind of time for you to take an action, make a choice, and be very decisive and be very straightforward with that choice so that you are causing the clarity within yourself. You're slicing through the moon energy with yourself, with your personal choices, with your actions, okay? Because you have all the queens, but Spirit is asking you, this compass is coming from the heart, is coming from the intuition. Okay, so it's going to be coming from the heart chakra with the Queen of Cups, and also solar plexus, right? Okay, potential blocks here, for Lighthouse Tapestry. Strength and 10 of Cups. Okay, so it's requiring bravery, you guys. It really is. It really is. And the Lovers is on the bottom. Again, we have another choice point. So there is a lot of us, there's a choice with relationships and people that are in our lives, okay? And sometimes the Lovers card is actually a choice but for yourself. Okay? And for some of us it's going to be a choice between 2 paths, 2 people, 2 options, but we can't hold on forever. You can't hold on to your fingernails forever, and this action has to be taken by you. And it's like, if you want your own happiness, you're going to have to be the one to do it. And it's not going to be easy, and I think that for a lot of us, that's why we've been putting it off, right? And so it's like, we've seen things for what they are. I mean, I'm just thinking about my last couple of readings. The Tower is hitting, the Avalanche is coming down. I had done that reading where it was the man behind the curtain, right? So you're seeing people for who they really are. You're seeing situations for who they really are. And then last week I had the one that was run like the wild stallion that you are. So Spirit is saying it's time for you to take action. It's time for you to move. And it's time for you, it's action time, baby. Make this choice. Choose this path. Death comes in whether we like it or not. The Death card, okay? And we can't fight that energy. Plus we have all of this other major arcana energy coming in. So you're gonna have to take the steps, and you're gonna have to walk by Moonlight. Is there anything else Spirit would like to tell us right now as we close up? I could say it's all rainbows and butterflies here, people, but I just don't sugarcoat. So we're gonna get the real answers. All right, I got 2. So keep going, because I think there's a lot of comfort coming your way. Soft clothes, food. I'm thinking about blankets, a fire, hot cocoa and a foot rub is waiting for you in the near future. You got to keep going. And I know that it's like the darkest before the dawn energy here. Oh, look at that underneath. Fresh start. Yeah. So we have a lot of good things coming in, and the sun is going to come out tomorrow, right? But right now it's action time, and this is a time where we're going to be ripping off the band-aid. We're going to be making these decisions. We're going to be getting into our queen or king energy, making decisive actions. These actions, these choices that we're making are for the good of everyone, but it's on our soul's path, and Spirit is like, you are ready to make these decisions. And once you do, and once you're able to move forward with this, there is comfort and caring coming in. I'm feeling like a very nurturing energy coming in for you, or that you're going toward, and you're going to have a fresh start. And like it's saying here, you may feel like you've been on this path for a really long time, but keep going. You're almost there. So the final level is here. All right, so that's what I have for you. Please like, share, and subscribe to Lighthouse Tapestry. I have a lot more information in the description box. And remember, you guys, we have our lives every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So make sure that you check those out, as well as full moon and new moon rituals that we offer on the YouTube as well. All right, thanks so much, everyone. We'll see you later.